Meet Bruce Wayne. On Friday nights, you can find him not out fighting crime, but rather at home in his mother's basement feasting. Is this the same Bruce Wayne we all know and love? The one with the sultry voice that fights crime?
What?
No, you see, this is Bruce Wayne from an alternate universe, one that faces the exact same struggle facing most modern men. In this reality, Bruce's parents never died. He grew up rich and comfortable, and now he's a soft-bodied non-entity. His existence only known to the Door Dashers that deliver his daily Wendy's lunch. So let's figure out what happened to Bruce Wayne and how we can fix it, because that very same thing is affecting you and me right now. The world is changing. No longer are we forced to kill what we eat. Daily life rarely consists of evading predators, mortal combat with our enemies, or praying the plague passes us over and spares our lives. In first world countries, a decent quality of living is not that hard to obtain. And yet, as quality of life increases, somehow depression and anxiety are also on the rise. My own dad grew up logging, living in a teepee, pooping in a hole in the ground. Yet somehow the concept of anxiety and depression completely escaped him. So why is it that we as men are growing increasingly lazy, soft, and depressed? Our bodies are even reflecting it. Young men now have lower testosterone than we did on average 20 years ago. Now it's easy to look at specific things like testosterone levels, anxiety, depression, and identify direct causes. Take the example of lower testosterone levels in men. Increased body fat has been directly correlated with decreased T levels. And yeah, there's a lot more obesity now than ever before, but why? I mean, McDonald's has been around since 1955, and you could definitely get fat back then too. But something is different now. Something is absent. There's a void in our lives that causes stagnation, that causes us to turn to time wasters like porn and video games. We are missing something, and the lack of that something causes us to feel aimless, manifesting itself through lower T levels, increased obesity, increased anxiety and depression. So what is this thing we're lacking? It's simple, it's powerful, it's purpose. And without it, we are feathers in the wind. Look at our alternate version of Bruce Wayne. He never saw his parents get murdered. He had no reason to fight crime, no reason to rise above the comforts and indulgences of his rich life to tirelessly wage war against evil. Do you think Alexander the Great could have conquered all the way to India without a powerful purpose? Would Washington have crossed the Delaware on that cold December morning in 1776? And would David Goggins have broken the world record for pull-ups, doing 4,030 pull-ups in just 17 hours? Purpose is the reason why we do something. And it's the reason that each of these men made history. Purpose is woven into every aspect of our lives. People possessing purpose have better physical health. They experience more success in careers and relationships. People with purpose can achieve unimaginable heights, while most will just float down the river of life hoping something good happens to them. But it's easy to get overwhelmed looking at these people and their great accomplishments and think, man, how can I ever get there myself? It can seem impossible to reach, but that is why I love the story of David Goggins so much. He wasn't always taking souls. He wasn't always writing bestsellers.
I grew up not that guy. A lot of people put a title on me. They see me now. They see me now as the guy that with his shirt off who can do 4,030 pull-ups in 17 hours, who can run 205 miles in 39 hours. But what they don't understand is they don't understand the journey that it took me to get to this point.
His childhood was garbage.
Like the real me was like this very scared, insecure, stuttering, got beat up by his dad, all this kind of stuff. And I have a big time learning disability because my dad didn't believe in us going to school.
Hardly any education, violent home. This is a guy that's doomed to fail. Yet somehow he makes it into the Air Force, aiming to become a pararescue man, but that wouldn't last.
But what gets everybody in this training, in all special ops training, is the water confidence, where they try to pretty much drown your ass. I was afraid of the water, terrified of the water. I learned how to swim. I didn't want to get back in that damn water again. So the fear overcame me, and all my insecurities from my dad, from everything started coming back, and I broke, and I pretty much quit. So from the age of 19 to the age of 22, I went and did a job called TAC-P, where you control fast movers behind enemy lines. I gained 125 pounds. I went from 175 to almost 300.
And as one chapter ended, another began.
So I got out of the Air Force, and I started working for a job called Ecolab, where you spray for cockroaches, spraying at different steak and shakes, Red Lobster, whatever, from 11 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning. And what changed, I came home and watched this Discovery Channel show, Class 224. I was taking a shower, I walked out, heard these guys, and I watched the show. I was watching these guys going through Hell Week, Class 224, and these guys ringing the bell, quitting, dropping their helmet down, rolling out, a lot of guys just leaving. And I saw real men, what I thought were real men who were staying, who were overcoming adversity, who were overcoming all these different things. And it made me reflect on my fears, my insecurities. And so I sat there for a while and I was like, no one's gonna come to help me. It's me against me, period. And so I had to man up.
And so he took action, calling recruiters, trying to become a Navy SEAL himself. But of course, that's easier said than done.
I said, I'm gonna be a Navy SEAL. To get into the class I had to get into, I had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months. And I started working out like somebody. I became the most obsessed person on the planet Earth.
He went on to lose the weight, putting himself through hell week after hell week to become a Navy SEAL and to become the David Goggins that we all know now. And that's it. We see David Goggins writing books, running ultra marathons, speaking on podcasts. We see George Washington celebrated and memorialized. We learn about Alexander the Great in history class. We watch movies about him. But what we rarely see is all the suffering, the consistency, the hard work that led them to the point where they will be remembered forever. And the fuel that kept them going along the way was, of course, their purpose. And so it's critical that we find ours. But how? How do we find it? There are countless gurus, blogs, books, articles, videos that will tell you the 7 tips, the 12 steps, the key, the secret to unlocking your purpose. But in reality, the starting point is simply becoming aware that you even need to find your purpose. And when the desire is there, when you understand the importance of it, you will search until you find it. After high school, I spent 2 years doing volunteer service work for my church. After that, I sold pest control door to door. I enrolled in school. I didn't know it, but I was searching for my purpose. I almost joined the military. I took the ASVAB and everything. I tried coding for a year, because obviously that's what you do if you're not cut out to be a soldier, but I hated that too. I tried making a career out of sales, not for me. I even dropped out of college several times, re-enrolled several times, failing every time. Nothing stuck, and sometimes I would spend long periods of time despondent and depressed, thinking I would never find my path. And it was in those moments where I stopped searching that I let my foot off the gas and I returned to my familiar vices. League of Legends, porn, Red Baron pizzas, Rockstar Energy. My own personal 4 horsemen that would come into my life and create metaphorical destruction. But when I was searching for my purpose, 2 things happened. 1, I had no time for the 4 horsemen of my life, or at least a lot less, which meant that life was a lot more satisfying and exciting. And secondly, with everything I tried, military, sales, coding, any job, you name it, I was getting one step closer to finding my actual purpose. And I'm closer now than ever. I can practically smell it. I've been a videographer for a few years now, more fulfilled in my career than ever, more excited about my pursuits than ever. But I don't say this to flex. I say it because purpose seeking means failing over and over, trying different things with the belief that you will eventually get to your purpose. Because not everyone is going to have that David Goggins light bulb moment. And God willing, not everyone's going to see their parents murdered in an alleyway. It may take time to find your purpose. It could be born over the course of months or years, or maybe it will come in a sudden moment of realization. But regardless, you will never find it and you will continue to feel stuck if you don't start searching right now. Write out your dream life. Make a detailed list of things that you find engaging. Look up videos and articles on how to find your purpose. Try different things, something, anything.
No one's gonna come to help me. It's me against me, period.
Now, David Goggins is a real life example of what we stand to gain by finding our purpose. But there's another man out there who looks a bit like David Goggins who also has something to teach. I recently made a video about him. I encourage you strongly to watch it because in that video, I discussed a mindset that I think a lot of people are lacking in today's world that can make you a better person 1000%. Please click it, please watch, be open-minded, and Godspeed.